What's up, guys? It's your girl, Miss T, and thank you for stopping by my channel. If this is your first time here, please hit the subscription button. If you've been here before, thank you for returning. And I just want to jump right into this. So, my name is Twana. They call me Miss T. I am part owner of an organization called Free the Queens. And the reason why we came up with the name Free the Queen is because we feel like there's so many queens that are trapped in these bodies, and they need to be freed, so we started the organization with empowering women, having women tap into their inner selves and becoming healed from things that happen in their life or things that are happening in their lives right now, so that they can evolve into a greater woman. So with that being said, I'm thinking, and I'm like, yo, T, what is the point in evolving our women, getting them to greater points where they could purchase homes and free themselves up mentally, so that they could have quality relationships, if we don't do the same for the men? Now, granted, I am no expert in men. I don't know how men are completely wired. I don't know how men think, but what I do know, and I've noticed, that men need healing too. So today's video is strictly for my kings, for my brothers, for my uncles, for my cousins, for the brother that's walking down the street. This video is for you guys, and I had to make this video because, like I said, if we're healing our women, our men need to be healed too. Our men need to recognize that they have things that are happening in their lives that are affecting them, which are affecting us, which are affecting our families as a unity. So let's just jump right into it. Now, men carry this persona of needing to be hard, needing to be the provider, needing to be emotionless, just needing to carry everything and everybody on their back. And with that comes a lot of pressure. And with pressure, I know for a fact that Black men in particular suffer from a very, very high rate of anxiety, depression, PTSD, panic attacks, all kind of things. But the problem is, we don't know how to recognize it in men, or men don't know how to recognize it in themselves, and they label it as something different. They might label it as a migraine headache, or just being overworked and just needing to take some rest and lay on the couch. But sometimes it's a little bit deeper than that. And again, if you have a young man who may not even understand the trauma that has been added in their life when it comes to being emotionless. Let's say, for instance, if you grew up in a single parent household with just your mom, for whatever reason, for whatever reason, and your mom had to provide for you and your two sisters, your brother, or just you. And she was away from the home a lot. She worked a lot. And when she did come home, she was, exhausted, tired, and she wasn't able to give you that affection, that love, that warmth. Not that, it was anything wrong. It's just she didn't have it to give because she was, holding it down for the family. So that creates a sense of emotionlessness in men. Because your mom or your family should be the first place where you learn about love, the first place you learn to express your feelings and learn about emotions and things of that nature. And again, I am not saying, I'm not faulting anybody's mom, or I don't want anyone to fault their mom, but that's just one scenario in which we learn our love. We learn our passion from our parents. Okay, so then you have that men probably go through. Then you have, just being afraid for your life. Just being afraid, to defend yourself in a matter. Let's say you're in a store and something happens or whatever. Somebody could be completely rude to you and, obnoxious, but you have to second think how you handle that situation because you are a Black man. These are all syndromes and all type of disorders and all type of events that cause you guys to suffer in silence. So what I'm trying to get to is, I need you to understand that it's okay to suffer. It's okay to have anxiety. It's okay to have, post-traumatic syndrome disorder. It's okay to have all of that, and it doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you less than a man. But the important thing is you have to seek help. You have to go to your therapist. You have to go to your doctor. You have to let them know exactly what you're feeling. When you go in there, you need to express what's happening to you, in full detail. And another reason why I feel like a lot of Black men suffer is because a lot of us don't have insurance. So it's kind of, difficult to go to the doctor and pay when you're not physically feeling sick. What I have to say to that is if you're able to buy, I don't know, new pair of sneakers, shoes, a blazer, a car, a piece of jewelry, whatever it is that you're spending your money on. If you go out and you eat and you drink and you spend, let's say you drop $100 during the weekend partying or whatever, that could be your money to seek therapy. That could be your money to seek help. So you have to start putting things in the right perspectives, prioritizing things as what is most important. And my goodness, guys, your health, your mental state is so important, because if you bottle up all that anger and you bottle up all that anxiety and guilt and all of those things, sometimes the smallest thing that can happen can trigger you. And it's like 1 second of anger could set the way for the next couple of years in your life. And we don't want that. We queens need you, kings. We need you as providers in the house. We need you as our protectors. We need you just on an intimate level. We need you for the family structure. That is so important. We need your mental state to be on point for the family structure. Now, a lot of people may not get that, but let me break it down, okay? You have, I gotta go way back. I gotta go way, 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 way back to slavery, and it's only gonna be a quick moment. But you go back to slavery where our men had to stand by and watch the women be raped, watch the children be beat, watch the families torn apart. And there was nothing that you can do that would not cause you to possibly lose your life. Now, I know that's years back. I know that it's years back, but it's a ripple effect, okay? Because your grandfather's grandfather, down to your father, taught him that you are not allowed to stand up for yourself. You are not allowed to speak for yourself. You are not allowed to retaliate in a proper manner for yourself. So mentally, it does something to you. And you may not think like, oh, that has no, you may feel like, oh, that has no effect on me because that was years ago. No, it has total effect on you to this day. Total effect. So again, we need our kings to be mentally strong. Mentally, we understand that you're physically strong, but mentally you are needed, because men and women think different, okay? And women have all our boxes open, and we're thinking A to Z all the time. We're A to Z all the time. We don't know how to just focus on one task without opening the box for the next task. Men, on the other hand, have the capability of just focusing on one box, handling one project, getting past one hurdle at a time, and you do it more effectively because you put 100% in that. But if you're suffering, and if you're not healed, and you're dealing with anxieties or depression of any state, then we can't depend on you. You understand? We can't depend on you. And like I said, I know that we depend on you for so much, which makes it difficult for you guys. But if there's a balance in what you do and what we do, and then we come together and do it as a family, as a unit, oh my God, imagine how high we could soar. Imagine how high we can soar. I think that a lot of people have gotten away from, in this generation, gender roles. I think gender roles are really, really important. Gender roles are super important. I'm all for the feminist rights. Yes, I am to a certain extent, but let's not get it twisted. Because when you go out into the work world, it's it's kind of demeaning to men when a woman, a black woman, will be given a position less qualified than a black man, but she will be given the position over the man. There's a reason why things like this are done. There's a reason why, and you know, when I always talk my pro black, it has nothing to do with anti white or anti anything else, but it's what is real and it's a fact. It's a known fact. You could look it up in the statistics. It's a fact. So with that being said, how does that affect our men? And then what happens to the sisters who have the degrees and have the job and make more money than the men, and now they want to look down on their men? Sisters, we got to do better. I switched it real quick, but sisters, we have to do better. We have to uphold our men. We have to look at them in a godly fashion. We have to look at them and recognize them as our kings, because that's exactly what they are. Because let me say this, when the day comes and it goes down, and it is going to go down, and I'm not going to get that deep into it. I'll leave that for another video. But when the time comes, let's say if they enter this oh my God, what is it called? World order, correct? World order, correct? I can't think of it. Oh my God, I can't think of it right this second. But you're going to need your man for protection. You're going to need your man to, you know, do the things that you can do. And if we're out here and we're ostracizing them and we're belittling them and we're, you know, making them feel less than, where's that going to leave us as a nation? So kings, we need you. When I say we need you, this is a plea. We need you to deal with your past traumas, your insecurities, your emotions. We need you to get connected with your emotions, because you know what? A real man, a king, a father, a dad, yous are very protective and overbearing for the people that you love. You tapped in that way when it comes to protecting us as women, protecting your children, protecting us as a family. You're very in tune with that part, because what happens is when you're upset or when something bothers you, everything that you haven't addressed is handled in that instance of you being angry. And if you just deal with your emotions outside of you being so angry, you can protect us in a more civil way. And I say a more civilized way because when you get angry and you lash out and you know you're ready to bash somebody's head in for doing wrong, that too takes away from us. That too takes away from the family, because if you get sent off to jail or if you get put on probation, or you know, if anything like that happens, again, we as women, as queens, as a family, we're left without you. So it's super vital that you tap in to your healing. It's super vital that you tap into your emotions and you're able to express your love and express, you know, how you feel about us without having to make a joke. Because a lot of men, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I love you, right? Ha, 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 ha. No, tell your woman you love her. Let her know that you're connected. Let her know that, you know, there's a bond, there's an energy between you guys that is real. Learn to vibrate on the same frequency. I see, you know, I've had like a lot of conversations with different women, and I remember talking to some girl, and she and I were really, really cool. And we were able to have these type of discussions, but she was saying to me that she was ready to date outside of her race because, pause, nothing wrong with people dating outside of their race. Let me just say that before this gets twisted. But she was ready to date outside of her race because black men weren't connected. They weren't emotional. They weren't financially more advanced as the other cultures. And I'm like, sis, you have to look at the whole dynamics of the breakdown. You have to look at it all. And then once you look at it, you have to be willing to stand by your man and help him build. So if you're a young kid, a young teen, and you're a black kid and you're struggling at home, or you got things going on at home, when you get to school, it's not easy to pay attention to the teachings in that class versus the other kids that are in your school who has the perfect at-home life. They have nothing to worry about. They don't have to go home and worry about what they're going to eat for tonight, or if they're going to go home and their lights are going to be shut off, or they don't have to worry about those things. So mentally, yeah, they're able to tap into their education. They're able to learn. They're able to focus. They're able to pass the test, when our black men aren't, because we're struggling with different things at home. And it starts that early. It starts that early, because if we're struggling with things at home, our grades aren't that great. We're not able to get into colleges as easy as other people, just whatever. It's not as easy for us. So without us going to college, without us getting those degrees, it's harder for us to get a job that's going to pay us the money that's going to allow our men to take care of our families. So they end up taking on different jobs that are more time consuming, more stressful, and more physical, which causes another breakdown in the man. So we all have to understand our roles in this. We have to understand, and we have to have women that are strong enough to sit down and talk to our men and try to get our men into therapy. Try to get our men to understand what is happening. Try to get our men to open their eyes and realize that it's okay, boo. Baby, it's okay, because I got you. Because at the end of the day, that's what a real queen does. And at the end of the day, a real king is going to listen to his queen, because he knows that the one that he has chosen is not going to tell him anything wrong. So I'm about to end this video really quickly. I'm going to wrap it up. I just want to say, men, understand that it is okay. Look back in your past. Realize what happened to you. Tap into what happened to you. Deal with what happened to you. And it doesn't always have to be something physical. It could be a mental disorder. It could be a mental depression. It could be something, a breakdown in your family. It can be a breakdown in jobs. It can be the way you eat. There's so many ingredients that goes into the pot of depression for our black men. And I just want you guys to really, really, really value yourselves as a king and get yourself some help. Tap into yourself, get some help. The drinking, the overzealous sexcapades, the needing to be around many different beautiful women and smashing and getting bodies and counting them just to say you did it, that's not normal. That is not normal. You're trying to feed something. You're trying to feed an ego. You're trying to fill a void. You're trying to do something. You need to tap in and figure out what that is about. And if you're a person who feels like, I only feel good when I'm smoking, I only feel good when I'm drinking. If the smoking, the drinking, the partying, and the sex relieves you of anger, our depression, our feelings that you're uncertain of, that is a #1 sign that there is a problem, because what you're doing is you're masking your real feelings with some type of vice. And everybody's vice is different. Some people need to shop. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's vice is different, but you have to figure out what your issue is. And again, it's because we need you guys. We need you guys. We need you kings in our life. Trust me, we need you, because we want to build. We want to get to the next level. We want to have a solid foundation. We want to elevate. So free the king. Free the king inside you. Live in your God body spirit. I gotta go. I'll talk to you guys later.